Hello friends, even though the market went through a strong correction yesterday, I hope you're all doing well. This month I'm celebrating 4 years of my channel and I would like to thank you for your nice comments and the time you are spending with me. I'm recording this before February 1st, so I will be announcing the winner of our contest next month. But let's start a new contest and see who can guess the price of Bitcoin for May 1st. The winner, as always, will get a free analysis of his birth chart. You can leave your guess in the comments below. I know I said I was going to do a video for XRP, but I was really busy, but it's in my plans. If you enjoy this video and you don't mind giving it a thumbs up, I would really greatly appreciate that. Today, as always, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, but first we're going to take a look at the month of February. That is going to be an intense month, full of sudden changes and unexpected surprises. I won't go into many details, but there are a few key moments that really stand out. I would suggest that you don't skip the first part because I'll be talking about who will experience sudden changes with the eclipse on the 17th and who needs to be cautious with the tense angle of Mars-Uranus in the last week of the month. It's a good idea to keep an eye on the markets because with everything happening this month, I believe that the markets will probably be volatile and unpredictable. But I will also tell you the best days of the month in case you want to plan something. So let's see February. On February 1st, we do have a full moon in Leo, and it's a great time to figure out what you truly are passionate about and what excites you. From November 5th to the 9th, Venus, the money planet, forms a tense angle to Uranus. During these few days, I believe the markets will become volatile and behave strange. Then on February 17th, there is a new moon eclipse in Aquarius, and this one is full of surprises. Remember that eclipses are points of change. A door closes and another opens. This eclipse is actually clearing the way for something better. Have in mind that Uranus' purpose, of course, metaphorically speaking, is to free us from limiting situations that prevent us from moving forward. You just have to trust and stay open to new opportunities that they are coming for you. Now, with Venus aligning with the North Node represents our destiny and future. These events are guiding you towards your truth path. There is also a positive angle to the asteroid Hygeia, in Greek that means health. So in case you have a health issue, this shows healing. It's a great time to do something and find a solution to a health issue. The eclipse on the 17th affects everyone, but mainly those born 4 days before or after February 17th, that's the day of the eclipse, as well as those born around August 21st, May 19th, and November 21st. Or if you have any planets or your rising sign around the 28 degrees of the sign of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. On the 20th, we have a rare meeting between Saturn, the planet of reality and structure, and Neptune, the planet of inspiration and illusion. This alignment occurs every about 35-36 years, but we never experienced it at 0 degrees of Aries, which is the most important degree in astrology. It's the beginning of the zodiac, the point of spring equinox, and that suggests a new beginning that will affect the entire world. Well, one interpretation of that is that what we believe to be true up to now is not, but we will probably also see structures and governments begin to shift or dissolve. Now, on a personal level, this invites us to face our fears and find out what has been stopping us to make our dreams into reality. It's a good idea to write down what you want to achieve. Now, in case you want to plan something, the nicest and the luckiest days of the month are when Venus forms an auspicious angle to Jupiter, and that happens from February 19th until the 24th. Then on February 26th, Mercury, the planet of intellect but also trade, turns retrograde in Pisces until March 20th. Once again, this is a period that I would be cautious with the markets, because when Mercury, the planet of trade, is retrograde, the markets often behave volatile and behave strange. But Mercury this time will be retrograding in Pisces until March 20th. During this time, things might feel unclear and confusing. We have to be cautious of any news we hear. But we may also experience delays and miscommunication. But really, Mercury retrograde isn't all that bad, because it will give us the chance to reevaluate our beliefs and face our fears that have been holding us back. One thing you should try not to do is worry, and really have faith that things will work out at the end. Well, the last days of February require patience. During this period, not only will Mercury be stationary as it turns retrograde, but Mars, the planet of action, will activate the eclipse, but it will also form a tense angle to Uranus. This aspect indicates sudden and unexpected events, but this also shows tension and conflict. It's good to be cautious not only what you say during these days, but also of your actions and reactions. This applies to everyone, but is especially important for those born 3-4 days before or after. Again, they are very similar dates, but because Mars will activate this eclipse is at the same degree as the eclipse was on the 17th. But if you're born 3 or 4 days before or after February 17th, August 19th, May 17th, and November 19th, or if you know your chart and you have any planets or your rising sign around the 20 degrees of the signs of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio, you have to really be cautious these days. In a moment, we're going to look at Bitcoin. With Valentine's Day coming up, I have a special Valentine's offer on synastry readings. This report will help you better understand your romantic relationship on a deeper level and give you practical advice on how to bring more harmony and happiness into your relationship. In case you would like to know in advance how Bitcoin will perform, you can also still get my Bitcoin future focus for March and April at a discounted price. And of course, you can also have your own natal chart and personal predictions. Guys, I keep my prices low so everyone can afford them. In fact, I haven't seen any other astrologist pricing at such low prices. Now, if you like to have more information, feel free to get in touch with me. My email is in the description. Now, let's look at Bitcoin. Please remember that this is not a financial advice, although the last couple of months my predictions were, well, quite accurate. I have to be honest that with everything happening in February, this has been one of the most difficult months to predict Bitcoin. I know that most of you do not understand the astrological terms, but I'm going to mention few, otherwise it would sound like a fortune teller. During the first 5 days of the month, there are several tense angles that suggest a correction. During these days, Venus will form challenging aspect to Bitcoin, Saturn, and Uranus and aligns with Neptune. Pluto is at the midpoint of Sun and Neptune. And on the 4th, the Sun is at the midpoint of Bitcoin's Sun and Uranus. And all this shows sudden and unexpected moves. During these days, the only positive angle is from Saturn to Bitcoin's Jupiter, and that suggests a beneficial outcome, probably related to regulations. Well, I mentioned that the correction will be until the 5th, but actually until the 9th, there are no any positive aspects that show that the price is really improving. But also in the collective, as I mentioned earlier, Venus forms a tense angle to Uranus, and this shows volatility in the economy, in the markets. From the 10th onward, Venus, the money planet, enters Pisces and aligns with Bitcoin's Venus, but it also forms a nice angle to Pluto. So I believe from the 10th, the price might begin to rise. And I don't believe a lot because at the same time there are still several challenging aspects in play. From the 10th until around the 16th, things look better though. But again, I do not expect miracles. Around February 16 and 17, there is likely going to be another correction. That's because there are tense angles to Bitcoin's moon nodes. The new moon eclipse in Aquarius on the 17th aligns with Bitcoin's Venus, which under different circumstances would be very fortunate. However, this eclipse forms a tense angle to the planet Uranus, and that shows sudden change and disruption to the price. Mars, however, will activate this eclipse from the 26th to the 28th, so those days may be especially important days to watch how Bitcoin will react during that period. But from February 18th to the 23rd, Venus and the Sun, they form a couple of nice angles, so the price might go up or move sideways during these days, and that's from the 18th until the 23rd. Well, I do not expect much because at the same time, Saturn and Neptune form a semi-sextile. That's a minor aspect, but it's like they're holding the price down. Mercury will be stationary and turning retrograde from February 24th. And usually when Mercury changes directions, the markets behave strange. Well, I might be wrong, but from the 24th until the end of the month, there are several tense aspects that point out to a correction. Also, during these days, Venus forms tense angles to Bitcoin Saturn, aligns with Uranus, and Mars at 28 degrees of Aquarius will activate this eclipse. Well, I was hoping things will be better, and I hope I'm right. So that's it, guys. Thank you and take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.